And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed. To you it shall be for food. Genesis 1:29. Man did eat angels' food. He sent them meat to the full. Psalm 78:25. Everyday Manna with Lisa.
Hi everybody, and welcome to Everyday Manna. Today we are going to make a no bean chili, which is, if I'm remembering correctly, how they make it in Texas. No beans whatsoever, lots of meat. And we're going to make a cheesy poppy seed cornbread muffin to go alongside. And then we are going to make some Mexican pinwheels as an appetizer. But we're going to get started on the chili because it needs to simmer just a few minutes. Now in this pot, I've got about 2 pounds or so of lean ground beef that I'm just browning. There's absolutely nothing else in there but beef. I'm just browning that up, breaking it up a little bit as it goes. And then to that, I'm going to add a green pepper because chili needs peppers. It's just got to have that green pepper in my world. You could use a red pepper if you wanted. You could use a poblano pepper in here, which would be delicious. But green peppers are just easy and simple to find. And so I'm going to use 1 medium green pepper. We're going to put an onion in there. Now, there are lots and lots of different camps, if you will, on the subject of chili. It is a much hotly debated topic. There is chili that is full of beans. There's chili that has no beans. There's chili that has chicken. There's chili that has ground beef. Chili that has brisket. Chili that has you name it. There are so many different varieties of chili, and I love them all. I love chicken chili. I love bean chili, just vegetarian chili. I love the traditional chili. I love Cincinnati chili, and I love the no bean chili, and I love chili with beans. I love it all. So there are just infinite varieties, but this particular one is no bean. It's just full of beef and lots of veggies and tomatoes and things like that. So. And typically, this is the kind of chili that you would find in Texas, where most places, you don't put beans in your chili. They just don't. Oh, that's what I hear. I've never been to Texas, but that's what I hear and what I read. So I'm making a chili that just has nothing but beef and veggies in there. Some of them probably don't even put green peppers, but I think you got to have peppers. Now, I'm going to kind of break this up, but I wanted to show you a little trick because sometimes beef can be hard to crumble as you cook it. But if you have one of these little tools, which this is a pastry cutter, you can go in with your pastry cutter, and it really does an excellent job at breaking up that beef into smaller pieces instead of it clumping together. It really does do a good job of that. You might have to kind of get some of it off the little tines, but that's okay. Just going to let that brown up a little bit more over medium-high heat. Now I'm going to just kind of set that to the side. I'm going to do an onion. You do have to have onion. That's just a must-have in chili. So I've got 1 medium-sized onion here, and I'm just going to mince it up. We've got lots of herbs and spices. We've got tomatoes and we've got garlic. And it's going to be good. And to me, any day is a good chili day. But especially in those winter months when it's, it's cold outside, there's nothing like a hot, steamy bowl of chili to warm you up. I happen to like my chili over spaghetti noodles. Now, I don't know why, I just prefer it that way. Mike likes it with crackers, and the boys like it plain. So, we just all like our chili different ways, but that's okay. You can have it your way. But if you've never tried it over spaghetti, you should try it. It's really good. Or noodles. If you don't have spaghetti, you could use macaroni. Now, let me see where we are. I think we can add the veggies to this. I'm going to add some onion. Now, my beef is lean. Now, there is some fat that has dripped off, and if you wanted to drain that, you could. I'm just going to leave it. It adds a little flavor, and it's not a whole lot. If it was a whole lot, I would definitely drain it off. But that would just help to saute the onion and the green pepper. To this, we are going to add, my eyes are watering, a couple of, no, there it is, right in front of me. I'm going to go ahead and put one bay leaf in there, and I'm going to add some garlic, just minced up garlic. Oh, not that one. That's all right. Went flying off the counter. That's a strong onion. Okay, that's plenty. Whew, eyes are watering. Okay, take your garlic, peel it, slice through it, and then remember our rule, put one side of your knife down on your board, and then just go back and forth, and it will finally mince that garlic. Or you can buy the pre-minced garlic if you want to. I keep a jar of that in my refrigerator, and I use it quite often. Don't want the peel. If you have a family, and I know there are some that don't like the chunks of garlic, you could use garlic powder. About, enough of an equivalent to be, I would say 3 good cloves of garlic. Now remember, you've got that bay leaf in there, so you certainly want to remove that before you serve. Now, remember our rule, we add our spices and herbs before we add any liquid. So I'm going to add some chili powder, about a tablespoon or 2, depending on how much you want. I like mine kind of spicy. Some ground up sage, about a teaspoon of sage, some thyme leaves, another about a teaspoon. And with my thyme, I like to take it in my fingers and just kind of go between my hands. And what that does is cause those oils to kind of come out. Now this is cayenne pepper. Don't want a whole lot of that unless you like it hot. You can add as little or as much as you like. Let me wipe off my hands. And then I'm going to add some hot sauce. Now, this is totally up to you. I like about half of a teaspoon or so. It comes out in little droplets. I like a little bit of hot sauce in my chili. Okay, now remember, you stir in those dried spices and herbs before you add your liquid, because the oil from the beef causes those flavors to bloom. Now I'm going to add 2 14-ounce cans of, I like the fire roasted diced tomatoes, and about, I don't know, a quart or so of tomato juice. I don't like to use like the V8 type juices, the vegetable juices in this, because I think they taste a little bit too vegetable-y, vegetal. I prefer just plain tomato juice in this. Now, I'm going to add a little salt, probably about as little or as much as you like, about a teaspoon or so of salt, because this is a big pot of chili. And some cracked black pepper, some freshly ground pepper. You know me, I like the pepper in there. And turn that on to low, or at this point you can put it in a crock pot and put it on low and let it simmer, at least an hour, but as much as you want to. The longer it simmers, the better off it will be. So turn it down to low, put a lid on it, and just let it simmer. I'm going to take a quick break, clean this up, and when I come back, we're going to make some delicious cheesy poppy seed bread. I'll be back in just a minute. Alrighty, now our chili is simmering away and we are going to make an easy quick bread. Now, you can do this in muffin tins, which is what I'm going to do today, or you can do it in a pan like a traditional like 9x13 pan. But I'm going to do it in muffins because I prefer to have that little single serving in this. Either way will work. You could even do this in loaf pans if you wanted to. Oven is preheated to 350 degrees. Now I have some baking mix here in the bowl, and I've got 1 egg that I'm going to beat up, and I'm going to add it to some milk. I'm going to add some poppy seeds to that because I want to get all that mixed together before I add it to my liquid ingredients. And then I'm just going to pour that into the baking mix. Stir that together just to kind of get that moistened before I start stirring everything else because I don't want to wear it, and I tend to wear it. Then I'm going to add some cheddar cheese, about 1.5 cups. You could use Monterey Jack, you could use Colby, you could use any kind of cheese that you like. I'm just using the cheddar. And you want to stir that pretty good. You want to stir all that together to where it makes a loose batter. Now this won't be a thick rollout kind of dough. This will be a loose dough that we are going to put in our muffin tins. Now the way that I like to do this, I've sprayed my muffin tins with the non-stick spray that has the flour in it. I like to take an ice cream scoop and get a scoop of it and then put it in the muffin tin. And that way, all of your muffins are the same size and they bake evenly. Just take a scoop, go along the sides to get any excess off, and put it right in your muffin tin. You could do mini muffins too. Of course, you would want to use a smaller scoop or spoon. And I'm just gonna put this in. And this will bake about 20 minutes for the muffins. And I'm telling you, it's easy, it's quick, and it's really good. If you want to double this recipe, you could make 2 pans, but this will make about 12 muffins. I don't know why I got 2 pans out. Don't need 2 pans, just need 1 pan. And you will need to scrape down your sides to get the excess off for that last little muffin. So take a spoon and get all of it off, and then scrape it together. You'd be surprised at how much gets left on the side of your bowl. And put that in there. That one might be a little short, so we'll kind of steal from the others. Do you do that when you're cooking? I do all the time. And they need to go in a 350-degree oven about 20 minutes or so, and you will have some delicious homemade little poppy seed cheese muffins. Middle of the oven, about 20 minutes. Now let's check on our chili. See how that's going. And that bread is really good with like soups, a vegetable soup or anything like that. It's really good and easy. Oh, look at this beautiful pot of chili. Just gonna kind of let that simmer. Now, let that go a minute. We're gonna make a easy appetizer that is really good at any time of year. And in this bowl, I have 1 block of cream cheese, and I'm gonna add 1 8-ounce container of sour cream. Now, I am using the low-fat sour cream. I don't like the fat-free cream cheese or the fat-free sour cream. But the low-fat, like 1/3 less fat cream cheese and the light sour cream is fine. Now, I've got some black olives here. I don't believe I need all of those. that these are sliced, but I'm going to just chop them up a little bit more. I love olives, and you could use any kind of olive that you like. For appearance's sake, I'm going to mix some green olives with the black olives. So just stir that right in there. It's very simple to do. And then I've got some green olives that are stuffed with the pimentos. These are whole, so you want to chop them up. You could do it in a food processor, or you could do it just like I'm doing it. Either way, I love olives. It's just one of those things that makes me very happy. If you just don't like olives, and I know there are some of you out there who really don't like olives, you could use just some pimentos, which is what's in the middle of these, or maybe finely mince up a red pepper. You just want to add some color to it. But if you like olives, by all means, put the olives in there. These will need to be chopped up. I looked for some sliced olives at the store and could not find any. Normally you can find them sliced, but I couldn't find any yesterday when I went grocery shopping. Because I do the shopping for this program too. A lot of people, I'll meet them out and they're like, what are you cooking today? I said, well, I'm actually prepping for tomorrow. I don't believe I need all of those. I think I chopped up too many. That's okay. That will be a good snack later. Now, let me just grab all the rest of my stuff here. I have a couple of green onions or scallions. I want the white part and some of the green. I don't need all that green. If the bulbs on these are a little heavy or fat, go ahead and kind of slice them like this a little bit, because you don't want to have a huge chunk of oniony flavor. So I like to kind of slice them either in half or in quarters, the white part, and then just mince that up. The top part is very mild in flavor, so you don't need to worry about mincing that. That's enough of that. And add that. And then I have 2 jalapeno peppers. But these jalapeno peppers are kind of big, so I think I'm only going to use 1. But if you like hot, use 2. But these are kind of big. So pretty much most, if not, well, most of the heat in a hot pepper, which jalapenos are in this little part right here, which is the membrane, and in those seeds. So you can reduce the heat a lot by taking the seeds and the membranes out. Now, I want to say, if you are sensitive to hot stuff, if your hands are sensitive to hot, wear gloves when you do this. Mine are not with jalapenos. Now, if I was working with habaneros or something like that, I'd be wearing gloves. And before you do anything else, wash your hands, because the oils from the pepper will stay on your skin. And if you rub your eyes or something, trust me, you are gonna know it. So I'm just gonna finely mince this up. I'm gonna cut each little half in 4 pieces and just mince it up. I'm gonna take a quick break while I finish mincing this up. And when I come back, we will make our pinwheels, eat our bread and our chili, and that's the best part. So I'll be back in just a minute. Alrighty, now our chili is simmering, our bread is done, and all I did was finish mincing up that jalapeno and put it in the bowl. Now I'm gonna add some cheese. I'm adding cheddar, but again, you could use whatever kind of cheese you wanted to. And then for this dish, I like to just use a little hand mixer. Go in on low, Mix all that together. And you could change up the flavors in this any way you wanted to. Because the olives are so salty, I'm not going to add any salt. Because they are salty. Olives are good, but salty. Okay, that's all you need to do. Now, half of it will stay in your little thingies. So you're going to need to kind of gently, don't do too hard. You don't want to crack your glass. And that's all there is to that. Now, this is something that is best made a day ahead and then allowed to refrigerate. But you want to take flour tortillas, just a flour tortilla, and I like an offset spatula, but you could use whatever you have. And then you want to put a thin layer being the operative word here. You don't want to overfill these things. Roll them up, and if you can refrigerate it overnight, it's even better. This is a great thing to make for a party because you can get it done ahead of time. Okay? Now, just start on one side, roll it up just like this, and refrigerate it overnight if you can. But if you can't, it's okay. You will want to cut off the ends there because they don't really have a whole lot of the filling in there. Use a serrated knife and then just cut them into pieces about like that and put them on a platter. And that's all there is to it. Just like this. This would be a delicious thing to put in a lunchbox, you know, for your kids. You could put any kind of flavorings in there that they might like. And this recipe will make a whole big lot of these. And there you go. Let's just do one more real quick. Flour tortilla. And then take some of your filling. Spread it out. You could make Italian ones. We were talking about that over the break. You could use cream cheese or mozzarella cheese, chopped up pepperoni, chopped up red pepper, maybe some fresh basil leaves in there. Oh, then roll it up, cut them up. That'd be good. You could do Chinese ones. You could mix some like diced up chicken and put some watered chestnuts for crunch, some green onion. I mean, you could use, this is a method. You could really put anything you wanted inside this tortilla shell, and it would be good. Okay, again, take your ends off. You can snack on those if you want to. And then just put them on a serving platter. Refrigerate them till you're ready to eat. And that's all there is to it. Little Mexican pinwheels. They're so simple. And everybody likes them. Oh, pretty much everybody. They're easy to do. One more there. And there you go. So Mexican pinwheels. Now let's serve up our bread. And the best part, chili. It's done. So let's put some chili. Look at that, how good that looks. I took the lid off like the last 5 minutes just to let that extra liquid evaporate. Remember to remove your bay leaf. And there's some chili. Oh, that looks so good. Top it with some sour cream if you want, or just some cheddar cheese, which is what I'm gonna do. Just some cheese on top of there. And then add a couple of your little cheesy poppy seed bread pieces, and there you go. There is a wonderful meal that you could make. In it, you could make this and put it in the crock pot. It would be ready when you're ready to eat it. You could do these. They're even better if you do make them like a day ahead of time. Put them on a tray, like something like this, or a plate or something. Take some paper towels, wet them, wring out the excess water, and lay over top of the tortilla tops. Don't slice them, just lay that over, because that will help keep the tortilla shell soft. That's a good trick for any kind of a sandwich or anything like that that you make ahead of time. Just put some damp paper towels over top and then cover it with like saran wrap, refrigerate it overnight, slice them up right before you're ready to serve. And then of course your bread. Make that a day ahead of time if you wanted to, and just keep it, you know, in a baggie or something overnight. You could totally do this meal ahead or in your crock pot. Those cook in 20 minutes, so it can be done any day of the week. Thank you for joining with me. You can do chili any which way that you want. This is just an ode to Texas with no beans. That's no bean chili, our wonderful poppy seed cheesy bread, and our Mexican pinwheels. Thank you for joining with me, and I will see you next time on Everyday Manna.
Thank you for watching Everyday Manna with Lisa. This program is made possible by viewers like you. Your support is continually needed to keep Christian programming on the air. Please send your best financial gift to Living Faith Television in care of Everyday Manna, P.O. Box 1867, Abingdon, Virginia 24212.